Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back for another video and if you're into Huck's World. Yes, we gotta have this discussion about the Galaxy Z Fold 3. Is it worth buying in 2021? Now, as you've seen the title, I got 5 reasons why you should not buy the Galaxy Fold 3, right? And this is just my opinion. I want you to hit me in the comment section down below. Let me know your thoughts on why you're gonna buy it or why you're not gonna buy the Galaxy Z Fold 3. All right, but with that being said, I want to thank everybody who supported that last video. It's got 11,000 views on it. I really appreciate that. We got more content coming. This is the season of tech, right? So with that being said, make sure you hit the like button before you leave. Go ahead, subscribe right now because we do have more content coming. And with that being said, let's get started with this video. All right, you all, number one is going to be pricing. Is $1,700, $1,800, add tax onto it, almost $2,000 worth it to buy the Galaxy Z Fold 3? In my opinion, I'm going to say no. There's some things that are missing that I think Samsung should have got right before they actually pushed this phone out. I think Samsung should have actually continued the Galaxy Note series until they could. Now, we got water resistant on this phone, but we do not have dust resistant. It's kind of like, you know, having the peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I got peanut butter, but I don't have no jelly. I got ham, no burger. So I'm thinking Samsung could have waited. Another thing that I was looking at that I found where this foldable smartphone wasn't ready for market, in my opinion, again, it's in my opinion, is that the display. Now, everything I do is YouTube based, right? Now, once you unfold the smartphone, which it almost gives you an 8-inch mini tablet, it looks awesome, it looks beautiful when you're searching the web, when you're watching pictures, when you on certain apps on this smartphone. It looks absolutely beautiful, but when you're watching YouTube, and 92 to 95% of the time that I'm on my smartphone, I am on YouTube, I am watching TikTok, and I'm used to looking at the videos in full. Even on the tablet that I still have, I get the full view of the video, right? But with this one, you don't quite get it. And not just that, even when you close it up and you try to watch a video on the front screen, which is a 6.2-inch display, you really can't see the full video on this smartphone. So to say $1,700 to $1,900 for this smartphone is worth it, in my opinion, I'm gonna say no. The price that I probably would have paid for this would have probably been the same price as the Galaxy Note, if not lower. Other than that, I have to leave this one right on the table. But listen, do me a favor, hit me in the comment section down below because I would love to know your thoughts. This is my feelings on the pricing of the Galaxy Z Fold 3. I would like to know yours. All right, you all, number two is going to be battery life. Now, I think battery life is number 2 on the scale of most important things that people look for out of a smartphone. I think the build quality and the durability is number 1, but battery life is definitely important to me. On my Galaxy Note 20 Ultra, I got a 45 milliamp hour battery that lasts me through the whole day, every single day. I'm on it watching YouTube, TikTok. My phone is open throughout the day, and I'm telling you, the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra does not miss a beat at all. So I need a smartphone that's going to carry me through the whole day. So if I have the Galaxy Z Fold 3, what I'm going to do is on my lunch break, that screen is going to be cracked open. Now, when I get home, that screen is going to be cracked open because I want to see that beautiful display. If I'm going to be on the internet, I really want to open this up and get the use out of it that I see from a mini tablet, right? Which looks, again, the smartphone looks gorgeous when it's open. I like how they took the bezels back. It looks absolutely beautiful, except for when you're watching YouTube videos. I think that's really a big, huge downside that Samsung need to take care of with a quick update. But the battery life is going to burn through when you have this display open. So how much are you going to be using this display open or closed? Closed is going to give you more battery life, but for most of us, we want to see that screen open, which is going to eat through a lot of the battery life. Now, the battery life, well, the battery on the Galaxy Z Fold 3 is a 44 milliamp hour battery, but it has a lot of screen to push, so I don't know how long that's going to last me throughout the day, and I need every percent of battery life I can get for the way that I use my smartphone. All right, you all, number three. And the number three is gotta be the weight. Now, I went up to Best Buy and I had to hold this smartphone in my hand, and just as I thought, there's some weight to the Galaxy Z Fold 3, and I'm quite sure people who have this smartphone is going to say that you'll get used to it. I'm quite sure. But a lot of the times I don't use a Bluetooth headphones when I'm on the smartphone. A lot of times it's in the car, it's in the house, so I have to answer the phone by my head. But I don't want to feel the weight of the smartphone. I wish they had got the weight down on this one. I wish they had made it thinner. I wish they had took a cue from Huawei. Huawei has made, to me, in my opinion, the best looking foldable smartphone yet. All right. So the weight of it kind of deters me away from buying the smartphone because I don't want to feel it. I feel more comfortable using my Galaxy Note 20 because it feels more so like a phone. And I think the slimness of the smartphone, the Galaxy Z Fold 3, is kind of small as well, especially when you're used to looking at a 6.9-inch display on the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra, which looks absolutely gorgeous. I just can't look back. It's just like having a car. Once you get the heated steering wheel, the next car you get, you're looking for the heated steering wheel on that one. All right, so listen, hit me in the comment section down below. Let me know if the size and the weight of the Galaxy Z Fold 3 is an issue for you. All right, you all, number four. Now we got to talk about it because I think camera is very important to every smartphone. Most of us take pictures with our smartphones. We don't use cameras, and I think the specs for the camera on the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra is going to be a lot better than the camera we're going to get on the Galaxy Z Fold 3. And I'm talking about the main camera, right? And the other thing is that the video quality is going to be a lot better than what we're getting on the Galaxy Z Fold 3. And this is why I'm looking at the smartphone as being an incomplete smartphone. I don't know what the cutback is with Samsung, but a lot of the features that are on the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra, so far as camera is concerned, I think should have went over to the Galaxy Z Fold 3 as well. I mean, because the camera is going to be able to shoot in 8K. You can't do that with the Galaxy Z Fold 3. You also get a better main camera on it as well. 108 megapixel for the main camera on the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. But on the Galaxy Z Fold 3, you're not going to get that. So when we look over the overall specs of the camera, I think the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra is going to beat out the Galaxy Z Fold 3. And it's not to say that the Galaxy Z Fold 3 is not going to shoot or give great camera or video quality. I think it's going to do a good job. I just think that the specs that we look at on the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra should have been on the Galaxy Z Fold 3, and it is not. And camera means everything to me. Right now, I'm shooting with the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra, which shoots beautifully. It takes beautiful photos. It takes beautiful videos. This camera on this phone, in my opinion, cannot be beat. But what are your thoughts on it? Do you think the Galaxy Z Fold 3 beats out the specs so far as camera quality on the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra or not? All right, you all, last but not least, number five. Now, number five, it's going to be casing, right? I'm talking about buying cases for the smartphone, but we already talked about the weight on the Galaxy Z Fold 3. And when you buy a case, it's going to add more bulk. Not only that, you can get a case with the S Pen. It's going to be able to house the S Pen, but there's another problem, right? This S Pen that you get, at least the Pro version of it, you're going to have to charge the S Pen. Now, who's going to have to charge the S Pen when you already have to charge your smartwatch? You already have to charge your phone. Now you got to remember to charge your S Pen. I didn't think that was cool. I think Samsung, again, should have waited till they could have brought us a complete package and been able to implement everything they need to take care of to make a more complete smartphone, like being able to make a housing for the S Pen, so therefore you're not able, or you don't have to worry about buying a case and also another S Pen, because the S Pen does not come in the box. You have to buy the S Pen outright. Now, you could buy it solo or you could buy it in a bulk package. Samsung also probably got deals going on with that so far as a bundle pack. But again, once you put a case on a smartphone, that's going to add more weight. So if you're like me and you carry your phone in your pocket, trust and believe it's going to weigh your pocket down. And that's another downside to buying the Galaxy Z Fold 3 over the Galaxy Note 20. So if you're looking to get a smartphone this year, these are the choices you have. You can either get the Galaxy S20 Ultra if you want a bigger smartphone, or the Galaxy S20, you're going to get a better deal, or the Galaxy Note 20 and Note 20 Ultra, which you're going to get a better deal as well because those are outgoing smartphones. But the question is, at the end of the day, which smartphone is going to be great for you? Now, I would love to know your opinion about the Galaxy Z Fold 3. Let me know the pros and cons in your opinion so far as why you would buy it and why you won't buy it in 2021. Is it worth spending almost $2,000 on a foldable smartphone? All right, you all, that's going to be it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you hit the like button before you leave. Smash that notification bell so you can get notified when I drop more videos on this channel. And remember, whatever you do, do not forget to subscribe. And I'll see you all again at the next video. Enjoy life. Have some fun, you all. And remember to please be safe.